The final exam, this is our second to last day. Our last day is Friday. Final exams are all next week, but you don't have your regularly scheduled classes, only your finals, or if the teacher set up a study session. So our final exam, the in-class portion is Friday, a week from this Friday. But it's not a regularly scheduled time, it's 10:30 to 12:30, and it's in this room. Most finals will not be the same time as your class, except if you have a Monday at 8, it's Monday at 8. Take-home portion is due May 4th, 11:59 p.m. If you are turning anything in late, it is due May 4th, 11:59 p.m. I want to get my grades in by Saturday. I think it's like 8 o'clock on Monday morning, but or something will happen within. I want grades in by Saturday. Any questions on that? The take home is up there. It's been up there, I think, all week. The in-class portion we reviewed on Monday. We did more than every problem. It is only over the new material, 2 from 11, 2 from 12, 2 from 13. Six problems, 10 points each. Any questions on the in-class? Went over all the problems. The videos up there. Any questions? When you go on Blackboard, the folder for this week has everything you need right here before you even open it. Review for the final this week. Get any late work in by May 4th. The take-home portion of the exam is also due May 4th. The in-class portion is May 5th, 10:30 to 12:30 in this room. This is room 305. Any questions? Okay, when it opens, it has Monday's class recording, which went over this outline. Any questions on the practice problems? We did all of them last class, but was there any questions? Look over them again before Friday, and I'll make some more problems up. And if you don't have questions on the take home, we'll do questions or problems similar to the in class. So I'll make another one of each. This is the take home. There's, I think, 15. Yeah, 15. Six points each for 90 points. That's 150 points. When you're finding what you need on the final to get the grade you want, you're using this formula. And the final is mandatory. It doesn't matter if you have 100% and getting a 0 would give you a C, you're not passing if you don't take the final. So finals are mandatory in the math department. Well, so if you're in an upper division, it's not mandatory. That's up to the teacher, but anything in the 2000s and below is mandatory. And it's mandatory. It's during finals week. Okay, so this is a formula. Now it's going to give you the percent though. A would be a 90, a B would be an 80, a C would be a 70. And then it's 0.75 times the grade you have. I don't know, maybe you have a 92. Just look under grades and look at the total. It is a weighted total. It is not cumulative. But I tested every 5th person and it worked, so it should be good. If you're calculating it all at once, put it in parentheses. This is a percent. The final was out of 100, then yes, you'd only need an 84 out of 100, but the final's out of 150. So you want 84% of 150. You'd need 126 out of 150. No, the take home's 90 points. I don't see any reason why you don't get the 90 points. You can ask me, you can ask your friends. Text me, email me. Don't use Chegg. I've seen so many mistakes on it. There's a bunch of them, and if you are going to use it, make sure you read all the comments because I have ones not properly done. Please see Mrs. J on a lot of them. So I don't recommend. You can ask me why. Go somewhere where it could be wrong. The thing is, there's lots of different ways of doing it, and so if you do it a way that we haven't gotten into, then I know. And you have to show your work, so. Any questions on that? So you can look up your grade and put it here. Here you put the grade you want, 90, 80, or 70. You don't want below that because then you got to retake it. And I think there's only one person, I haven't seen them for over a month, that we'll have to worry about below that. So everyone should be able to pass that's been getting their stuff done. There's only one person, I don't know what happened. Any questions? If you have late work and you want to get it done this week, I will grade as soon as I can get it in, or as soon as I get it. That way you can see what you need on the final. Any questions? Okay. Wait, I already opened this. Okay, so. I didn't finish the exam yet, but questions? No questions on any of it?
Oh, well,
Okay.
point to number 7. Do I have to Well, I highlight both columns for the scatter plot.
Or type both of them in, yes. So when you have your scatter plot, you'd highlight all of them. Were you using Excel or Desmos?
So, so does highlight the numbers, the only?
Mm-hmm. Now, when I copied and pasted this, notice it put an extra column. I need to get rid of that column. And that sometimes happens. When I did it, I typed it out, but so it saved time. And this is attendance. This was from a class last semester. So for the scatter plot then, highlight it, insert, and go to scatter plot.
We don't need a copy of it, or no?
No, you don't, but you do have to write either, it's up, I don't know if you printed it or if you're just writing, you can just write on paper, put number 7 and then put trend line is, R squared is. If there is lines, you do not need sentences. Now this one, write a sentence. Any questions on it? For R squared, if I typed it in right earlier today, are you getting 0.8 something?
So when they ask the question where if the student plugs 80,
You have to find the equation first. There's a trend line. Go to more options, and then you'll click these two. Any questions on it? Does everyone know how to find the R squared in the equation, or do you have questions? Your R squared should be 0.8 something. Is that what we got?
face it does this.
You have to delete this column. And then we'll have to change it to no. Click on the B. Right down. Click on the B. And delete that column. I'll highlight it again, just the right click. Now right click. And go into format. Change it to numbers. That's okay with this even. Now you can highlight the numbers and it's down. Questions on the standard one? And R squared 20 something.
I have a question on 2.
Okay.
What is it actually asking for here? It says we use 320 million as an estimate for the population.
Mm-hmm.
The next question is, what is the current population? Is that, so you're looking for us to Google that?
Yes.
Is that-
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. Any other questions on the scatter plot?
highlight all the numbers except 94.
Yeah, that's the one you started with. For some reason, like that's a starting point, but it's in there. For number 2, so yes, you would find or Google the current population of the United States. What did you get? Did you do it? Okay. Well, that was an estimate also, and that was fine when I made this problem. That must have been 320. But if you look at the current, it's 332 million. It's gone down because of COVID.
31.9.
Yeah, and I just rounded it to 332. So we would Google that and get. Our estimate is the reference or the old. The current population would be the new. When you're finding absolute relative. Is that the only part you weren't sure of on that one, or?
Yeah, you just want to see the relative changes.
Mhm. Yep, and so this one will be the new in your formula, and this one will be the old or original. Or reference value. Any other questions on number 2? Did you find the R squared?
0.9.
Okay, so that's the y, that's your equation. Click on this one and below it to get the R. There you go. So this top one is the trend line, the bottom one is your R squared. Any other questions, 1 or 2? Or not 1, what was it, 7? Or 8? 7 or 2? Okay, any other ones?
11 specifically.
She's taken 17 credits for her second semester. What grade point average does she need to get this semester to bring her total grade point average up to 3.4? Okay, so first we have to find her grade point average. Did you find the grade point average?
I got, 6.
Is there any questions on how to get the grade point average? Remember, you have to do your quality points. And A is 4 points, and B is 2, 1, and then F is. Is there any questions on getting the quality points in the table? No questions? 2.6. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know if it's right, so sure we're checking each other. If everyone got 2.6, that works. Any questions?
We have to multiply across.
Yep. So the A would be 4. The B 3, the C 2, another A, and then D is 1. And then multiply across 3 times 4, 12, 9, Any questions on quality points? If we have our quality points, how do you find the grade point average?
You have to add the total, the
Mhm.
quality points.
Yep. I had 2.7. Did I add something wrong?
I got 2.615 and then said to the 10. I did 34 over 13.
Did I write one? 4, 3, 2, 1, 4. 12. Oh, I put 13 instead of 12 on the first one when I added. 12, 9, 6, 4, 3. Okay, so it adds up to 34. Divided by 3, 6, 9, 10, 13.
You divided by what?
The number of credits. You should have got 34, and then add the number of credits.
So to add up the whole credits?
Yep. GPA is quality points divided by credits. She's taking 17 credits for the second semester. What grade point average does she need to get this semester to bring her total grade point average to a 3.4, or is it? Right now, she has a 2.6 with 13 credits. She has 17 more credits. And we want to know what grade point average she has so that she will get a 3 point. So when you're finding your grade point average, it's the total of the quality points. So these quality points, 2.6 times 13, plus the 17 times whatever that grade point average is. When we divide that by the total credits, we want a 3.2. So you would solve for, I used G for grade point average. You could have used any value. Is it possible? It'll be close. It's not pretty. Any questions on solving it? You get 4 point something, and therefore it needs a little more than a 4.0, which means it's not possible to get to 3.4. But the straight A's will get her close. Any other ones? Question? Mhm. Number 14. Let me get that part up. What's it? There we go. The biggest thing is remembering the percents that go under the curve. Which you can just look up, but be careful. If you look it up on the internet, there's 3 different versions. So make sure you look it up in your notes. Okay. 2 middle are 34.1. So 34.1% is in between these 2 values. Or if we go these two, 68.2. This one's 13.6, 2.1, and 0.1. This,
So these are negative right here?
those are all positive values. 0.1, 2.1, 13.6, 34.1, and then it repeats. They're all positive. You start with your mean in the middle and then add by your standard deviation. So it says black widow spiders lay an average of 200 eggs, that's her average or mean, in a sac with a standard deviation of 10. Fill in the bell-shaped curve, including the percents, and answer the questions that follow. So when you have a bell-shaped curve, your mean or average goes in the middle, and then you count by your standard deviation, which in this case, our mean's 200, so that'll be in the middle, and we count by 10. Any questions on that part? Was that the part you had a question on, or the whole thing? This used to be on the in class, but when I moved it to just the new material, I put it on here. You see it in a lot of normal curves when you're reading different articles, and important to know what they mean. So 84th percentile. What does the 84th percentile mean? Anyone? And you do have to explain that, it asks that on here. But what is it and what does it mean? Yes.
And ops 16%.
16% are above it. So 84% is below it. In order to be the 84th percentile, 84% of the data is below you. So start below and keep adding the percents till you hit. So 1 plus 0.2 plus 13.6, 30, 40, we need to go one more. Beat this one. We do 0.1 plus 2.1 plus 13.6, 34.1 and 34.1 until you hit 84.
Okay.
So add all of these. Which means the 84th percentile is 210. $210 is the 84th percentile. To explain it using the words of the problem, that means 84% of black widow spiders lay below 210 eggs, or 16% lay above. Any questions on that? You see on the internet that someone is bragging their black widow spider laid more than 180 eggs. Looking at the bell-shaped curve, would you be surprised? So it says their black widow spider laid more than 180 eggs. What percent of spiders lay more than 180 eggs? Mm. 180, what percent lay more than? One more. It would be the 13.6, 234 is another 13.6. So it's all of these, but then another 13.6.
So it's 180.
Yeah. So it'll be from here and above.
We'll have to add 180, 13.6.
Yeah, from 180 above it, all the percents above it. So 13.6, 34.1, another 34.1, 13.6, 2.1, and 0.1. I got not, did you get 97.6? 97.6% of black widow spiders weigh more than 180. So would you be surprised? Make sure you answer that part of it. Would you be surprised? I don't know why I'd want to count black widow spider eggs. You've got to feed them something. For number 2, you have to find the current population.
Yeah, so it's like.
What you want to do is make sure current population would be the new.
Yeah.
So then absolute change, you're just tracking them. Now relative change, it's up to you if you want to use a percent or not. Usually relative change is the decimal, but I like the percent. I just didn't type it in there for some reason, but I will accept either one. Relative change means decimal. New minus original divided by. And then if you want to make it a percent, you just multiply by 100. Any other ones? Yeah.
3,
Which one?
3.
3. I like this one. Okay, so I say so too much, don't I? My brother was teasing me the other day. Many people have heard the phrase, the shot heard around the world. If sound travels at 1,088 feet per second, how many hours does it take to go around the world? What do we need to know besides what's there? Say that again. How to convert it, but we need something to convert it with, right? If we wanted to go around the earth, what information do we need?
Circumference.
Now you can find the circumference a lot of different measurements. What measurement would we rather get and then we have less converting?
But it's miles.
Oh, no. Answer. But since this is in feet per second, find the feet. And you want to find it?
Was 4,901, but only 50.
I'm trying to look for my work, but it's on a separate sheet. Do you want to do it with miles or you want to switch to feet?
3 miles.
Miles, was it?
24,900.
901?
Yeah.
Oh, we're. Okay, so we know the miles, we know that, oh, it's gonna help me. And we want to find hours. So if we start with the miles. We know feet per second, not miles, so we have to convert miles to feet. Do we know a measurement miles to feet?
5,200.
Now, am I right putting the miles in the bottom? Exactly, because we want the miles to cancel. Now, we want to get rid of feet, because we want it in hours, so we want to get rid of our length measurement. We have this 1,088 feet per second. Do we put seconds or feet on the top? Because we want the feet to cancel, so we want the 1,088 feet to cancel. I'm gonna run out. Now we have seconds, we need to get to hours. So what's the next one I can multiply by? Okay, you're just one ahead, 60 seconds and 1 minute. And this goes, so then our seconds cancel. Feet cancel. And we can go 60 minutes and an hour. And we want to stop there because we wanted hours. Notice all the rest of the measurements all canceled, we have hours. Does that come to 33.6? I did it with feet, but I knew it would be close if it wasn't exactly. So you could have found the feet measurement instead, which. It would have eliminated one step. And your answer will be in hours. Make sure it doesn't have a space, so make sure you end it in a second. And you have to show all your work for all of these. So even number 2, absolute change, show me that you're subtracting them. And the other ones. Okay, explain the mode of the histogram.
Is it just 44 to 54?
Yeah. And it's in thousands. So the majority of the salaries in the Acme Corporation are $44,000 to $54,000. Yeah. So when you have a histogram and you're trying to give the mode, you give a range because we don't know how many were in this one or how many were in this one. We just know this range has the most value. This one could have been all 55,000. So that it would have had more than this. But you can't go by that in the histogram. You go by a range of values. So make sure you use the words of the problem and it's a range. It's 44,000. Remember, it's up to, but not including the 54,000. I'm not worried about that part of it. But like, so that has a plus, so they are including further there. But the 54,000 actually will go into the next one. Just put it together, yeah. So $44,000 to $54,000 is where most of the employees' salary is. What is the 25th percentile for the girls? Okay, when you have a it breaks it into quarters. Now, just like we did here, percentile is the percent below. It's also 25th is the lower quartile. Just look at the girls since that's what it asked about. Girls, it looks like this one's at 35. 55. A little more than that. So it's approximately there. The value you need is right on the line, and that's why I didn't worry about the others. But remember, it breaks it up into quarters. So which value has 25% of the data below it? Yeah. So 155 has 25% below it, so it's 155. This is also called the lower quartile. This one has 50% below, so it's the 50th percentile. This one, 75, so 75th percentile. What does the 25th percentile tell us? And this is for girls' height in inches. So what does the 155 tell us? Anyone?
25% of students are 155 inches or below.
Girls.
Girls.
Yeah. So 25% of girls are 155 or below 155. Inches.
Okay, 25%.
Because it's the 25th percentile, so 25% of girls' heights are below 155 inches. Any other questions? Yes.
Markup.
Number 6?
Yeah, just. It doesn't make sense, I go on, not 300%. It doesn't make sense getting, like, taking 300% with the 67, get back to 268.
Remember the 1 plus trick though.
That makes up the 67.
So for number 6, it says the jewelry store, and I don't know if this is still the case, but, most jewelry stores marked up their jewelry 300%. But that was a long time ago, so it could be a lot more than that. The jewelry store mark up their jewelry way above the price they paid for it. If a jeweler buys a necklace for $67, they'll sell it for $268. Remember, a markup, you can use the 1 plus trick. So if we take our percentage and we'll use 1 plus it times the original value, it should give us the selling value, which is 260.
So we can do the absolute change, right, or relative percent change too.
Oh, yeah, you could have done that. Okay. So this is one way of doing it, but you could have used relative percent change also. And you would have found R. Both of them will give you the same answer. And make sure you end in the sum. Yes.
Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also relative percent change?
I set it up more the way, you would be figuring out your grade for the exam. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a. Did you get a 94.2?
Yeah.
Is that what you used with relative percent change?
I did 90 minus 88.2 over 30.
Okay. I had gone.
Wait, no, that didn't work out for me.
Okay, because you want 70%.
Right.
The final's 30% of your grade, which means what you right now is 70%.
Now, do you get the 70%? Oh.
If this is 30%, the other one's 70.
Okay.
So the final's 30%, which means 70% is what you have so far. Now you could divide by 100, but multiply by 100 to make it a percent, they just cancel. Any questions on that one? Now, since it's out of 100, the percentage is how much they need on the final. A little different than ours. Any other questions? Any questions? Everyone got number one. I thought that would be the first. Make sure number one, you write it as a fraction.
Okay, for number one, is it a really and then,
What did you get?
yeah, maybe I got it wrong.
Did you get 0.03?
Can we do number?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But not 0.03, just 0.3 or no?
0.03. But I thought last time, I could have done something wrong because, I was multi. My mom kept texting me while I was. Okay, number one. Bitcoin was created by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008. It's an appealing, simple concept. Bitcoin is a digital money that allows for secure peer-to-peer transactions on the internet. I don't think it's so secure anymore. One Bitcoin is approximately 53,800. One euro is approximately $1.20. 5 dinars. 1660 dollar. Approximately 108. 92. Okay. So I wrote all the values down. I would always recommend writing all your stuff so you can have it in front of you. We want to find out how much of a Bitcoin it is. So what we want to do is take their winnings. Oops, I didn't write those down. If one euro is missing, you won 300 euro. $100 yen. 420 dinar. And we're gonna find out how much of a Bitcoin it is. Now, the Bitcoin, we were given dollars, so convert everything to dollars first. And these, hopefully the values have changed since I looked them up, so that you're not just Googling it. First one, you want to change this to dollars, we know this. So 300 euros. Now, am I correct putting euros in the bottom?
Yes.
Yes, because I want them to cancel. So €1, $1.20. Now this part is dollars. We were talking about the raffles. There was a raffle, where it was all foreign money that were put into a frame. It was kind of neat. It was not worth that much, but my son thought it was going to be worth a lot. That's kind of neat. So that's how I thought of this one. 200 yen. Do I put the dollars on the top or the bottom? Okay. So if I put the dollar on the bottom, is the yen going to cancel? So I need the dollars on the top. Dollars. Do I put the quadi dinars in the bottom or top? I know there's 5 of them, makes 1660. So what goes in the top? We want this to cancel,
That goes on the bottom.
so the quadi dollars will go on the bottom, 5 of them. Right, calculated, right? I'm getting 1689. No, I didn't round, I kept the whole decimal. If you were gonna round, this is dollars, you'd wanna use dollars and cents, but rule of thumb, you should not round until your final answer on anything. We wanna change this to the Bitcoin, so we write our proportion. Does dollars go in the top or the bottom? Yeah. Maybe you were 1 0 short. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. Now, to write this as a fraction, what position is the 3 in? 10th hundred, so this is 3 over 100. That's 3/100ths of a Bitcoin. Any questions on that one?
Would it be wrong if we put 3% of a Bitcoin? With a fraction.
It asks to put it as a fraction. But yes, that would be 3%. Any other ones? Two. Five. 6. Any questions? So one thing you can do. Any- Well. Using the federal hourly minimum wage, find the hourly wage as of July 24th, 2009. So we want July 24th, 2009. So July 24th, 2000 and, well, I don't know why I picked one that was right on it. Well, it is right on the line. So it is 725. Remember, if they would have said, June 24th, 2009, then it would have been 655. But July 24th, 2009 is 725. Any questions on that part? Using the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation calculator, find the inflation rate from 2009 to 2018 using the two values you just found. Round your percent to the 10th. Oh, okay. It's like reading it wrong. So we want to go here and we want to go from 2009 to 2018. I would keep the same month. Come on. The amount was 725. And then you just changed it to July 2009. What are we getting? Anyone?
$48.
848?
So the first block is supposed to be $7.25.
Yeah, because that's what we found here.
Oh, $8.48.
If we want to find the inflation rate, how do you find inflation rate? What's the formula, anyone? Relative percent. This would be the old minimum wage, and that would be the new. Rounding to the nearest tenth of a percent, what are we getting? Anyone?
Yeah, 98.
If you're entering it all at once, this top has to be in parentheses. A lot smaller than that. Unless I typed.
$16.96 or 17%.
Yes. Because it says to round to the 10th. And 16.9655 and so on. But rounding this to the 10th, that will round up, so it's 17.0. It wouldn't take off if you don't put the 0, but it is a significant value. Any questions on that? If you were making 32,000 per year in 2009, what should you be making in 2018 to keep up with inflation? How do we find that? What can we use? Find it out. Exactly. You want to use the 1 plus trick because you're increasing your 32,000 by 17%. Any other questions?
Did we get an answer for that, or?
Does everyone agree with that?
Need to make sure we change it back to the decimal.
Exactly. You have to write for an R that you're plugging into an equation, you always need to write it as a decimal. That's exactly what I got.
We'll have to multiply that. Bottom part.
The 17, you mean? 17, you have to take 17% of the 32,000. Any other ones? Any questions?
So the change that to a decimal
Mm-hmm.
percent,
Yeah, because you're using the 1+ trick.
and then multiply it?
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to use the 1+ trick and then multiply it.
Yeah, different answer.
What did you get?
54.
Oh, no, it's gotta be huge, right? You're multiplying by the 32,000. The 17% is a decimal in the 1+ trick. It should increase it, it can't decrease it.
Oh, I see what I mean.
Any questions on any other ones?
We're gonna be here on Friday to review as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you could try the other ones that we haven't done, see if they match people. If they don't, we'll figure it out. If they do, then I will bring other problems to work on the in-person one. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, I will see you on Friday. So make sure you look at them before, Thank you. Thank you. Did you get the 37,000 now?
Cause I put it in wrong, that's one. And I got like 5,000 or something.
Oh.
So I did it that way, then they came out right.
That's better than the question.
Yeah, I got that part of it. Thank you. You're welcome. Any questions?
Not feeling, so.
Okay. Look at, yeah, that's fine. It's better to break it and not have sewage. But at least most of it, like the old stuff, you could take your time and look stuff up. Or well, most of them we did in class, but
Yeah, I'm gonna throw them over home this time. Honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head. Sure.
yep. And all the old stuff is not on the in-class part. It's only new stuff.
Oh, the final in-class is over. Which is it?
11, 12, 13. Mhm. Does anyone online have a question? Okay, if you don't have any questions, I will see you on Friday. I will have the WebEx up on Friday since we're not doing a group assignment.